but the Bulls need LaMelo Ball in the worst way. They need this kid. And I'm going to tell you why they need this kid. I'm not telling you this because I'm saying, oh, he's the biggest name out there and it'll be so great from a celebrity and attention standpoint. No, I'm telling you, first of all, the Bulls really need a point guard. They desperately need you. They need a point guard. This is the biggest weakness on this team. And people can say, oh, but they haven't given Kobe White a chance. They haven't. They haven't given Kobe White a chance to run point guard, but there is nothing yet that I see of him that says that I think you can hand Kobe the keys, can run this offense. He can get himself a shot. He can get other guys a shot. I haven't seen that. I don't think that that's what he is. I think Kobe is a natural scorer. I'm looking at LaMelo Ball, and I'm saying at 6'8", with the vision, the basketball instincts that he has, the length, the shooting, I think he could be a game changer for the Chicago Bulls. Obviously, you always have bust potential anytime you draft a guy high. You always do. But what I'm looking at with LaMelo Ball is I'm looking at a consistent progression with him. And if you think about the fact that this kid has been rich for a good amount of time, or at least in the limelight, real legit celebrity like famous for the last 4 or 5 years, it would have been easy for him to slack off, to pull back his effort, but he hasn't done that. He has remained on an incline. And he has remained a guy who he's climbed draft boards, and the perception of him by talent evaluators has consistently grown. Now, I know that LaMelo probably doesn't get out of the top 3, which is why the Bulls need some Derrick Rose luck in this lottery so that they can get up into the range to draft him. To me, I'm telling you right now, I know James Wiseman is 7 foot and he's a freakish athlete and all this kind of stuff. And we talking about Marvin Bagley comparisons and all of this type of thing. I hear it. I get it. I understand. I know that Anthony Edwards is a sick athlete with some Donovan Mitchell, Dwayne Wade kind of a quality. But I'm looking at the fact that I am not on the trade Zach LaVine train anymore. I would like to see them add some things to go with him. I'm not saying he can be your best player, because I still don't think he can be the best player on a great team, which is obviously needs to be the objective. But what I'm looking at is a backcourt with LaMelo Ball and Zach LaVine. And I'm loving what that looks like from an offensive standpoint. Defensively, yeah, there could be some struggles there. But I like the fact that Zach is showing more effort to defend. And I really, really am impressed with his leadership, especially in a negative situation. And I think if you bring LaMelo Ball into that backcourt, you tell me that a starting 5 in the 2021 season that is LaMelo Ball, Zach LaVine, Otto Porter, Larry Markkinen, and Wendell Carter Jr. Tell me that doesn't sound and feel a lot better than what you got now. And I still don't mind Kobe White coming off the bench. I don't have an issue with that as a 6-man. If he's hot, he stays on the floor. Maybe, you're determining between him and Otto Porter who plays at the end. I don't know how that, or maybe you could play complete small ball and maybe Larry or Wendell's not on the floor because the other one of them's playing center. Whatever. It's a good problem to have. This is the way I think that this is the best way for the Bulls to take the next step. Because here's the thing. I say this to you guys all the time. I said it yesterday, I think. The Bulls' path to improvement never comes through free agency. Free agents don't come here. They don't. Free agents use the Bulls to get better offers from other places. Free agents use the Bulls to go on free little recruiting trips only to tell us no. That's what they do. When the Bulls get better, they get better through the draft and through trades. This is what has to happen. They have to do it through the draft. And if they don't luck out and get a top 3 or 4 pick, they're going to have to hope that they find a gem. And I don't think it's Isaac Okaro. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think that that's who it is. This is Amy Bro says he wants to let it warm up with some material. See, I don't see. This is he finna get sent to his room. Traboro says LaMelo going to the Knicks. We'll see. We'll see. We wants to know my thoughts on Chris Dunn. Chris Dunn is a dog defensively. He really is. I think he'll always be limited offensively. He just does not have the shot mechanics to ever be a consistent outside shooter. So I think that limits him. He does dribble penetrate well, but his biggest benefit is as a defender. I'm worried about the fact that he rarely seems to be able to stay healthy. So that's an issue. But I don't hate Chris Dunn. If Chris Dunn's your backup point guard, I have no issue. I think he can come in and change the tenor of a game, almost similar to the way that Patrick Beverly does from a defensive standpoint. If he could become as good of or as a dependable of a shooter as Pat Beverly has been, then now you're talking about somebody that's truly special. If you think about the fact that Chris Dunn was among the leaders in steals, and like I'm talking about less than a steal behind the leader, playing significantly less minutes, there's no question he impacts the game from a defensive standpoint. But I just think he's limited offensively. And when you look at the Bulls, because scoring is their biggest issue, having Chris Dunn on the floor sometimes is difficult to substantiate for me when you're already struggling scoring. Emmy Bro says there's a lot of time between now and the draft, lots of young talent to see emerge in college season and tournament. For sure. Things happen in the tournament all the time. Guys fly up the boards. I never forget watching Antonio McDyess go from outside of the lottery to the number 2 pick in the draft because at Alabama, he had a absolute fit, just blowing people away, so it happens. Triboro says, would I trade Markkanen for a pick? I would strongly consider it, but I'm going to tell you right now, I think Lauri Markkanen his trade value has diminished significantly. And because of that, I think that he's almost untradeable right now, or not wise to move, because he was part of the Jimmy trade, right? Zach LaVine, I think, has been fine. You got Jimmy, and then you got Dunn, right? Markkanen was a huge part of that. I just don't know if you can zip him away, because if you trade Markkanen for a pick, I think you're getting a fringe lottery pick at best for him, and maybe outside of that, I don't think that happens. I don't think you get anything more than that, and I don't know if that really, at his age, I don't know if you can do that just yet. So I don't know if I would do that right now. Maybe I would allow him to play a little bit better, but if he starts to play a little bit better, then do you really want to move him? So I don't know. It's a kind of a tough situation. I don't know. I'll give you know what? I need to think about that a little bit more, Brian, to give my opinion on the championship. I'll probably address that in a future show. I need some time to think about it because it's not an open and shut case this year. Of course, you already know. Jerry Quirv says that LaMelo is a pipe dream. I totally agree. But I'm going to tell you, before the Derrick Rose draft, people probably would have said the same thing, and it ended up happening. So I'm not saying it's likely. I'm saying this is what needs to happen. This is what needs to happen, because as I look through the draft and the possible guys that, when you consider the positions that the Bulls need, he's the guy that sticks out to me. That say, if you ask me which guy currently projected to go in the lottery could have the biggest immediate impact for the Bulls, it's him. It's LaMelo Ball for me. So that's what I would hope to see.
Pocket, I'll be weak. I'm rather unique.